What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Today we're hopping into Absolute Batman issue number 10, and holy crap. Absolute Batman is a title that just keeps getting better and better as it goes along. Now, we left off with Batman just getting wrecked. This new Absolute Bane is a freaking monster. This is like Hulk if he sniffed a whole bunch of powdered gamma radiation. The question that this comic is going to ask: can we break Absolute Batman? Throughout this, he's referred to as Test Subject 27, 6 foot 9 inches, 421 pounds. Holy crap. Bruce Wayne is a freaking monster himself. And if he is this big, just imagine the stats on Bane. But after removing his suit, removing all the booby traps, after multiple surgeries, finding all kinds of hidden things in his body, objects he left for extraction later on, had he ever needed them. Inside his body, he had the likes of tear gas pellets, acid pellets, explosive pellets, sedation pellets, hallucinogenic pellets, an entire lockpick kit, blow darts, finger blades, knuckle blades, toe blades, push daggers, trench daggers, various throwing knives, and a very large spiked war club that is collapsible. All of these things were found either in his suit or in his body, but they are very confident that they have him sedated, or at least they believe so. But we see Bruce get up. He pulls something out of his mouth and he's able to pick the door. In an instant, day one, he's already escaped. But Bruce, he ends up in what they call the clay biome, level 246. This is transmutation and plasticity. This is where we find what we assume is absolute Clayface. Obviously, Bruce Wayne is freaked out. He has no idea what this is. Stepping on somebody's face, arms begin to grab him. And if that's not enough, Absolute Bane has come in and just smashed him across the jaw. And Bane tells him, please, keep trying. We pick up on day 45. For a while, he was combative. For a while, he stayed active. He appeared to be maintaining his environment. However, by day 20, it really seemed like he accepted this. He became docile. By day 30, he refused to eat. They inserted feeding tubes into his stomach. Since then, he's barely moved. It is their diagnosis that at this point, he's gone into total submission, or at least, that's what they thought. But Bruce, he made his move. His docile state was all performative, and all an act for this prepared moment of aggression. The data suggests that he extracted a number of his own teeth, and he used his teeth as brass knuckles. He managed to adjust his feeding tubes so that he could gain access to his own raw stomach acid. And he used the guano and urine that he'd been saving up for weeks, creating a very flammable compound, blowing a hole in the wall and allowing him to run, allowing him to escape. And he's able to fall off all scanners. Currently at large, and nobody's able to find him, but he has wandered into the Isley ecosystem. As he goes through this forest, he runs into a red being, one that tells him the green wants out. As it begins to attack Bruce, this is when Bane steps in, beating the red monster down and beating Bruce to a pulp, sending him back to the infirmary. It appears that we got our first glimpse of Swamp Thing, but it appears that the red is out. The red is the aggressor, and it seeks to free the green. This is what takes us to day 91. We have a naked, shaved, experimented on Bruce Wayne. 2 weeks of surgeries. He was able to survive 2 weeks of surgeries. Unlike all 26 subjects before him, he's the only one to survive. And so they believe he's ready. All that remains is for him to finally surrender in spirit. But Bane wants to give him one more test. They hang his bat suit in his room. Seeing the bat suit, he cowers, he cries. Almost in a state of madness, he tells the suit to leave him alone, to stop it, that it's all over, trying to tell the suit that there's no winning, but in the end, he can't help it. And so, Bruce suits up, unable to resist it. He suits up and he makes his escape, but as he runs into some experiments, some abominations. They beg for help. They beg to be freed. And when he says that he doesn't know how, they ask, just make it stop. This is when Batman gets sucker punched by Bane. A giant boot right to the freaking face. And Bane tells him, like, I knew that you had more in you. That you and I were more alike than you think. What I'm doing now, I'm trying to save you the pain. Because once this is all done, once this is all over, you'll be thanking me. When he kicks him into one of these little laboratories, what we expect is Batman to come out, but instead, it's Killer Croc. They had taken Wayland. They had experimented on him, one of Bruce Wayne's best friends. But now that experiment has backfired on him. What can only be imagined in somebody's nightmares. He takes down Bane. He kills the scientists. And when Killer Croc looks at Batman, we see Killer Croc in all his glory. And we see that Batman, he's able to connect with him. He's able to hop onto his back. And now he rides Killer Croc into battle, with Bane getting up on his feet. Batman and Killer Croc, they make their run for it. And they have to admit, Dr. Arkham and Bane, that Subject 27, he continues to exceed their expectations. Him and Mutation 523, they flee down into the sewers. And now it is time for the final phase. Now Bane gets the opportunity to truly break Batman. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Scott Snyder keeps on delivering, and Absolute Batman is the story that keeps on giving. The Absolute Universe is knocking it out of the park. It is absolutely dominating anything else that is being put out by DC Comics. Like, holy crap. Killer Croc is literally nightmare fuel. That is something that Freddy Krueger couldn't come up with on his most horrific nightmares. But more than that, we gotta ask a question like, is Bruce Wayne broken? Yeah, he escaped, but the dude lost it a little bit. Like, they psychologically broke him, even in the slightest manner. And while we could argue that it might have been an act, I don't know about that. After experimentation, after torture, after being teased with freedom, after weeks of being cut open and experimented on, what has become of the mind of Bruce? Is he mentally strong enough to hold this off? And what of the experiments that they did on him? What kind of upgrades, power enhancements, or almost meta-like powers is he gonna have now after all of this is said and done? I mean, he was already a freaking powerhouse at 6'9" and 420 pounds. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Dude was a freaking tank. He was a colossal freaking titan. And now you're gonna upgrade him. You're gonna give him surgeries to make him stronger, to make him more powerful, to give him extra advantages. But what's the end goal? What is Dr. Arkham's true intentions here? I, for one, cannot wait to see the final confrontation. Probably not the final, but the definitive confrontation between both Bane and Batman. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're not able to do this, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we have coming out, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.